What's up? What's going on? It's your boy Brian Davis, and I want to talk to you about nutrition and health. Okay, and in this video, I'm going to pretty much break it down into 3 different steps. Okay, number 1 is I'm going to tell you my perspective on why I feel the health and nutrition space is so confusing, overwhelming, and complicated. I'm going to give you my perspective on how to simplify it. And then I'm also going to answer some of the questions that were asked to me. Number 1, why is this space so confusing and overwhelming? Well, number 1 is we have the internet where everyone has their opinion, which is okay, which is cool. But everyone is so susceptible and willing to follow multiple different opinions. Like, they're getting bombarded with so much information on how to live their best life when it comes to their physical body, and your health and nutrition does play a role in that. So the reason why it's so confusing and overwhelming and complicated, number 1, is because there's so many different labels. There's so many different labels on how you should eat and how you should live when it comes to your health and your nutrition. Like, some people think, well, I guess I need to be a vegan, or I need to be vegetarian, or I need to go on the paleo diet, or I need to do this or that because it's the in thing right now, right? So be very careful with what's trending, okay? Be very careful with what's trending. Veganism is trending. Pay very close attention. They're coming out with vegan products. They're everywhere now. Everything just slaps a vegan label on it, okay? Now, that's one reason why it's complicated and all this, and it's very overwhelming because there's so many different labels. Like, you're thinking, like, what label do I want to put myself under? Right? That's problem number 1. Don't think about putting yourself under a certain label. Right? Another issue why I think it's so overwhelming and complicated is because everyone is telling you this is right and or this is wrong. Really think on that. Like, first off, no one should be telling you what's right or what's wrong because they're not living in your world. They're not seeing the world through your eyes. They're not living in your body. So that's another thing why it gets so complicated and overwhelming, because you are allowing them, the people who are telling you this stuff, to dictate what's right and what's wrong for you. So you're like, this is right for me. They tell me this is right. I do this, but I'm not being consistent and seeing the results that I truly want to see, because they don't know what's right for you. They don't know what's wrong for you. Only you know that. Okay. So that's really a short perspective, my perspective on why I feel it's so confusing and overwhelming. I can go way more deeper into that, but for the sake of this video, I want to keep it under 2 minutes. My perspective on how to simplify health, nutrition, and things of that nature, food and eating, it's almost too simple. It's very simple, okay? Number 1 is the key term I want you to take away from this video is balance. Balance, okay? Now, only you know what is a balanced way to live when it comes to your health and nutrition. I don't know. The doctor doesn't. They don't know. Only you know. You live in this body. You know, if I eat this, I don't feel right. Or maybe you haven't got to that point yet where you are paying attention to how you're feeling after you eat certain foods, which is where you may need to start shifting to. It's finding that balance. So do your best not to label yourself a vegan, a vegetarian, this or that. No, I just eat. Like, if you ask me, I just tell you, I eat what my body tells me I should eat. Right? I eat balanced. I eat very balanced. Okay, you may see me eat meat one day, even though I made a video of me on Facebook throwing out all my meat a year ago. I'm vegan, right? I put this label on myself, right? Even I go through this. So I'm telling you this so the way to simplify it is drop that label. Become more balanced. Become a walking question mark when it comes to your nutrition. You have to kind of try this, okay, this doesn't work for me, but this does, right? So maybe beef, right? Maybe beef works for you and like it makes you feel good. But to other people, beef doesn't work for them. It makes them feel not good. Okay? Now, granted, eating whole foods is the way to go, period. Like everyone knows that eating real foods is the way to go. I didn't state that in the beginning because that's a given. I don't need to talk about fast food because we all know it's not good for you. I don't need to talk about all that. It's all about having a balanced lifestyle when it comes to your health and nutrition. Okay? You can still enjoy some of the sweet foods. It's okay. Just don't overdo it. Okay? Find what works best for you. Simplify your nutrition. Simplify your life when it comes to your eating habits. Right? Some people want to talk about macros and micros and all this stuff. That's fine. If they're getting paid to do that, why not? Do it. But I don't get paid to count my macros. I don't get paid to do these things. So I don't want to spend the energy counting the macros, counting the micros. No, if my body tells me I'm full, or if I ate this hamburger and my stomach doesn't feel right, that's my body telling me, hey Brian, this don't work for you, bro. Don't eat it. I listen. Okay? Some people don't listen. The diet says eat it, you eat it. Oh, it makes me feel eat it, you know? So you have to kind of trial and error. It's all science. It's a scientific method when it comes to your life, to your eating. Okay? Test it out. You have a hypothesis. I wonder what chicken does to me, or I wonder what this combination is gonna do to me. Let's try it out. Okay, I feel good. Okay, I'm starting to see some results. Okay, I'll stick with this. But this didn't work for me. Okay? So that's my perspective on how to simplify. Now let's get on to some of the questions. I have them kind of memorized in my head. So question number 1 talks about what are my thoughts on food for fuel versus food for just enjoyment, right? So food for fuel, that's like performance based, right? If you are trying to compete for something, or you're trying to reach a certain weight number and things like that. Now, in my world, in my perspective, when it comes to food for fuel, it's like granted, all food is fuel, period, right? But I think what he's talking about in this specific questions is when it comes to performance and the fitness aspect. So yeah, granted, certain foods is going to make you perform better. And if you are in the fitness world to perform, right? And I don't know who you're performing for. If you're performing for Instagram, if you're performing because that's your profession, if you're performing just to show off, like certain foods, right, will help you perform better. Period. Right? Now, foods for just like enjoyment and things like that, like there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said in the video, balance. Just find that balance. Okay? Enjoy the food. Food is good. When people create these spectacular dishes, that's their art. They're expressing themselves through food. Enjoy it. Just don't overdo it. It's very simple. Davis, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, show me some love, share, do whatever you want to do. But until the next video, I'm out of here. And as always, man, I got nothing but love for you. Deuces.